Here we go. Now we have example number 2 of treatment plan sheet. For this example, we have the patient's name is Paul Garcia. Paul Garcia. Make sure you double check the spelling. Paul, that's Garcia, Garcia. This patient's date of birth is 5/23/79. That's May 23, 1979. And the chief complaint of the patient is my front teeth are chipping. This patient has a blood pressure of 123/78. And we're going to get started with the treatment plan. So go ahead and enter today's date. And this patient needs light scale and prophy. That is the cleaning that the patient needs, light scale prophy. Typically, there's no diagnosis for that, but otherwise the patient is healthy. So that's why we're just doing a light scale prophy. Then the next thing the patient needs is Invisalign 20. Invisalign 20 is a limited version of Invisalign, and the diagnosis for that is going to be mild crowding on lower arch and deep overbite. So again, this patient needs Invisalign 20, and the diagnosis would be mild crowding on the lower arch and deep overbite. The next thing the patient needs is tooth number 4, needs root canal, buildup, and crown. Root canal, buildup, and crown. Crown, sometimes we abbreviate it in our office as metal-free crown, or MFC, or sometimes it's abbreviated as full male zirconia, FMC, or full contour zirconia, FCC. Now, the reason why this patient needs a crown on tooth number 4 is because it has a deep cavity, deep caries, and the tooth is fractured. So deep caries and fractured for tooth number 4. Next is tooth number 19, needs MOB composite. And once again, make sure that you get the right surfaces here. That's MOB, as in buccal. MO, occlusal buccal, mesial occlusal buccal composite. And the reason for that is recurrent caries and marginal breakdown. So there is an existing filling that is breaking apart. Then tooth number 20 needs an MBD composite. That's mesial buccal distal. So that's 3 surfaces. And the reason for that would be abfraction. Abfraction is damage to the root surface. And it's written ABFRACTION. That is abfraction or root damage. Then tooth number 27 needs MFD. That's also a 3-surface composite, and the reason is also abfraction. Root damage. So that's tooth number 27 needs MFD composite for abfraction. Then this patient also needs porcelain veneers on teeth 6 through 11. So 6 to 11, patient needs porcelain veneers. And the reason is attrition damage. Attrition damage means worn out teeth. And this is important to record this information because of insurance purposes. We want to make sure that we send the proper narrative to the insurance, and the insurance understands whether this is decay or breakdown or fracture, so that we can get the proper benefit for that procedure. And the last thing the patient is going to be needing is going to be a lower orthotic device. Lower orthotic device. An orthotic device is a type of night guard that is a rigid night guard. This patient needs one for the lower arch, and the reason is because the patient grinds his teeth. So the reason is bruxism. Bruxism. So that's the end of the second example. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up on the screen so you can compare your notes with the notes on the screen. And now that you have the two examples and your 2 pages filled out, make sure that you take these pages and you give them to me or to your clinical manager so that we can check out these pages, make sure that you got the right diagnosis and treatment plan. Now, as you may have noticed, these examples, I made an effort to go super slow and super clear just to make sure that you get the right information. But this is not usually the case it goes on clinical practice. You're going to get sometimes a faster dictation, and you have to be ready to make sure that you start getting really familiar with all the clinical terms, so you start building speed and make sure that you're getting all the right information. Also, very, very important, clarification. You always want to make sure you clarify all of your writing with all of your findings, what you're writing on the page with what the doctor has said. Make sure that you get the right procedure, the right services, so that we don't make any mistakes when transferring this information to the front. Now, as you become more familiar with all the clinical terms, then of course we do anticipate that you're going to be getting a little bit better and faster at writing these procedures. So go ahead and turn in your 2 sheets for evaluation, and then I'll see you in the next video.